What's up, guys? It's Wednesday morning. Nice and early, 7:30. Just got done with the Zoom class. It was it's really fun watching people suffer so early in the day. Anywho, I'm here in the gym. You'll notice there's a bunch of tape on the ground. We're gonna do a gym tour soon to kind of show you guys what we've done around here. It's looking pretty awesome, and we are pumped for the day that we get to open and share it with everyone. Let's talk about this workout today. So today, pretty fun workout. It's basically some interval training. First, we're gonna start out with a warm-up, and the warm-up's pretty straightforward today. So I don't think there's anything I really need to demo too much. It's gonna help us get ready for what we have in the workout today, which is gonna be basically some double unders, burpees, and some devil's presses. So we're gonna talk about the devil's press quite a bit before we get going here. So the warm-up, I'll just talk us through that real quick. It's we have 9 different stations, and we're going 30 seconds at each one of those stations. So basically there's basically 3 sets of 3 movements is kind of one way to look at it. So the first movement of each of those 3 sets is some single skips with your jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, we could do some lateral or some line hops. So you just jump laterally over like a line in the ground or a piece of tape or an imaginary line if you don't have anywhere or any tape or a line to jump over. Or you could jump over and back of your dumbbell if you want to change it up a little bit. And then from there we have some, on the second movement on the first set, we have some Spidermans. So again, just stretching out the hip flexors, getting kind of ready for some burpees later. And then we have mountain climbers. So we'll just do 30 seconds of those. And then we go back to the jump rope. And then we go into some Samson stretch. On the Samson stretch, really focus on getting those hip flexors. So when we're down at the bottom of the Samson stretch, we want to reach up and back, get that hip flexor, get those shoulders to open up, making sure that we are getting a good stretch in there. From the Samson, we're going to go frog hops. So frog hops are basically a burpee without a push-up. So I'll just show you one real quick. So I'll just go to the ground, kick back my feet, I'm in a plank, kick up, stand, back down, etc. So I just work through those for 30 seconds. And then we're going back to the single skips. We have the push-up to down dog after that. So just get a nice stretch in the top of that movement. And then we finish the warm-up with 30 seconds of burpees. So we'll get going through there. And then we'll go into the workout. So the workout here, I'm just gonna pull it up on my screen, is pretty simple. And what we're doing is 4 times, we're working through 50 devil's press as quick as we can. So there are some suggested weights on the screen, but more importantly than what's suggested is choosing something that will allow you to hit the stimulus we're looking for, which is basically being able to do about 10 to 15 devil's press in a row with whatever weight you choose to go with. So the way this workout, it's 50 devil's press per time, but the way it works is in intervals. So we have basically 5 intervals here. So the way it's gonna break down is like this. You work for 2 minutes, rest for 2, that's interval 1. And then we go interval 2 is the same thing, 2-minute AMRAP, rest for 2. Interval 3, 2-minute AMRAP, rest for 2 minutes. And then the last interval is just 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes. So you're basically working for 9 minutes, and then there's some rest built in there. A couple reasons for that. One is 2-minute AMRAP is obviously a very short period of time. So we want to try to make sure you guys are warm and ready. Test out all these movements before you start this workout so that each 2-minute AMRAP you are hitting it as hard as you can. And then you rest for 2, and then we repeat. So the way it goes, at the top of each 2-minute or each interval, you have a buy-in of 35 double unders. In the description below, I'll put all the different possible substitutions for the double unders. So we could do 35 single skips or 35 line hops, etc. And then we go straight into 5 lateral dumbbell burpees. So on those, you don't need to stand tall, and you only need to jump over 1 dumbbell. So if I have my 2 dumbbells here, maybe I would line them up or something like this, so that I just have to jump over the handle jump over them skinny wise. I don't want to have to like have them like this and then jump way over. So I'm gonna line them up. I want to drop down right next to them, all the way to the ground, jump my feet up, jump over, and back down. So on those, you don't have to stand tall. On the lateral burpee, you just have to jump over the dumbbells, and it's only 5. So that is your buy-in for each interval, 35 double unders, 5 burpees, and then we get to work on the devil's press with the remaining time. So let's say interval 1, I get through my 35 double unders, my 5 burpees, and there's a minute 15 left. Then I'll just be doing devil's press for that whole minute 15. And then I want to record how many reps I was able to get done. And then I rest 2 minutes. And then I repeat the interval again. It always starts with the buy-in of the double unders and burpees. And then we just pick up where we left off on the devil's press. Again, your score could be 2 things here. It could be the time it takes. If you get through all 50 devil's press before the end of the last interval, it would just be whatever time is elapsed on the clock is your score. And then the other possibility is you don't finish all 50 of those devil's press. So then your score would be, you would put 15 minutes in the time for the Wodify score, but then in the comments just write how many devil's press you were able to finish. So as far as how long should the buy-in take, we want those double unders and burpees to be done in about 45 seconds or less. That way you have about a minute or just over a minute to work on the devil press. So devil press, let's talk about those a little bit. I have my 2 dumbbells here. On those devil's press, basically what we're doing is pretty much a burpee with our dumbbells in hand, and then a double dumbbell snatch is kind of what we're doing here. So big thing here is I'm gonna hold my dumbbells, go all the way to the ground. When I stand up, I wanna hike the dumbbells to high thighs. So my back is nice and flat here. I'm making sure that I'm not going like this, but I'm here. Eyes are looking a little bit more forward, and then I'm driving, big leg and hip drive, shrug, pull, punch. I don't want to just pop them way out like this. I don't want to swing them way out. That's going to put me in a more compromised position with my low back. So I want to think of shrug, pull, punch, and then I want to bring them right back to the thighs, to the floor, to my next rep. So I'll just do a couple so you can see what they look like. So I want to make sure the dumbbells are wide enough to where my chest can get to the ground as well. So I'm here, I'll jump down. I'll jump my feet pretty close to the dumbbells. I'll pull to the high thigh, drive, punch, bring it to the thighs, to the floor, to the ground. Boom, nice tight back, tight stomach. Like so. So one thing, big hip drive. From the side, it looks like this. Here. So you notice the back is tight the whole time. Keeping that core tight. Very tiring movement, very fun. If you don't have 2 dumbbells, let me show you how you can do it with 1. It's actually pretty fun. So with 1 dumbbell, I'm gonna do everything the same, but I'll alternate hands on the way down. So let's say I finish a rep, switch hands to the ground, to the floor, up, big drive, switch hands, like so. And that's how I can work through with 1 dumbbell. And that's pretty much it. So that's the workout. There's lots of, I typed it all down here. So if anything I said that makes sense, you could just read it and it should make sense there. And then let's talk about our strength work. So strength work, simple. It's a simple thing today. 7-minute AMRAP. And we're basically doing a bunch of push-ups because I know you guys haven't practiced any of those during the quarantine. So just wanted to make sure you didn't miss out. So we're going 3 different types of push-ups and then some banded pull-aparts. So with the push-ups, we have 7 close grip push-ups. Again, we could always do these from the ground, like from our knees if we need to, or to an elevated surface. But with close grip, so let's just say your normal push-up grip's like just outside the shoulders, right? maybe close grip, we just bring it in a little bit from that. And what that's gonna do is hit your triceps just a little more. And then so we're doing 7 of those, and then we're going 7 wide grips. So if your normal grip's here, let's go outside of that to a wide grip. It's gonna hit the chest muscles a little differently. And then we're gonna go 7 hand release push-ups. So on those, let's bring it back to neutral or a regular, somewhere in between those 2 grips, and work through those hand release push-ups. The hand release push-up is just a push-up where you take your hands off the floor for a brief second at the bottom of the rep. So it looks, let's see here, kind of looks like this here. Go to the bottom, hands off the ground, press. I want to make sure I keep a tight plank position through those reps, and that's it. So with the 30 banded pull aparts, when you're doing those, it's a lot of reps, obviously, and that's okay if you have to stop a few times to get through all 30. But big thing is, let's not get sloppy with them. So what I mean by that is, make sure we're not shrugging up and doing something weird thing here. Let's pull those shoulders down, pull the band across so it's coming right across the low chest. And then on the way in, control it to where there's still tension. Don't let the band just go like this and then pop it back out. Control, pull and squeeze, control for each rep. If we don't have a band, you could try using a bungee cord, pro tip. Or we could switch to, we could do renegade rows with our dumbbells. We would just do 10 of those instead of 30 because they are quite challenging. So I'm in a plank, pull, squeeze, back down, pull, squeeze. And that would be our substitution for the banded pull apart. Okay guys, I think that's it. Well, have a great day out there. Happy Wednesday, and I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.